welcome back to another video. As you can probably tell by the title of this video, today is another alphalete haul. This is new Amplify, which is dropping on the 17th, which is this coming Saturday at 12 PM CST, 6 PM UK time. I am doing this video as quickly as I can. I got my package on Saturday and I wanted to train in the items with the changes that have been made to the waistband in particular. I wanted to try that out before filming this video, so I'm filming it now. If I get flustered at all throughout this video, please don't mind me. It's because it's very hot in England at the moment and I ordered a fan to do my filming with today. But it's not coming until between 6 and 10 PM. So if I am at all flustered or if there's sweat marks on any of the try-on clips, I apologise. It's very, very hot, but I want to get this video done so it's up and you guys have got like a solid amount of time to decide if you want anything, especially with the new waistband changes. I feel like you might have a few more thoughts than usual. A quick apology, I did actually plan that I would ask Gabby to join me for this video. However, I think the birthday sale launch, I'm going to be honest guys, I think the birthday sale launch was an exception to the rule and we had a lot longer with the items, which meant I did actually have time in my schedule to get Gabby over and to still have time to get the video up in time. With like a week between me getting my package and launches, because this isn't my full-time job, I don't have time to get someone else in to film with me, and I really did want to do it for this drop because I know that they're brighter colours and they will look really different on different skin tones. However, Kirby, Chelsea, everyone, the creative team did actually use a wider range of models when it comes to skin tone for this drop. So if you look at the launch PDF, which I'll link down below, you should be able to see what it looks like on a similar skin tone to yours. But I just wanted to apologise to sort of explain as to why I haven't been able to do it for the past couple of launches. It's nothing to do with Gabby. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to help. It's just when I've only got a week, I don't have time to also get the video up in a good amount of time. Like, it might have had to go up on Saturday, which I don't think is very helpful. Second thing is, it's my birthday month and I do bigger giveaways around summer. I did one around the birthday sale launch and I do one around Black Friday. So I wanted to make sure that it's not like any sort of pressure to buy, especially because people have got like holidays and stuff to pay for at the moment. So in total, I am going to be giving away, one person is going to get £500 and that's just going to be cash. You can put it towards a holiday, you can put it towards a deposit for something, you can spend it on gym wear, but you don't have to. I'm not going to give that in a voucher unless you want it in a voucher. I will give you it in a voucher, but I think it's better if you just have it to spend on anything that you want to spend it on. And then I'm going to pick 10 people to get a £50 alphalete voucher. That's fully funded for by myself. I'm going to pay for that myself. This is just a bigger giveaway to say thank you to you guys. The conditions for that will be detailed down below, but you don't have to use my code on the June launch. It's just going to be any time that you have used my code from last June until now. So like the whole time I've been 23, and I will probably end the giveaway July the 1st. So you've got until the end of June to enter. So if you are shopping the June launch and you do use my code, you can still enter. But anyone who's used it since last June, so June 1st, 2022, up to July 1st, 2023, you can enter, and the details on how to enter will be down below. And I would not be able to have had 3 amazing years with alphalete if it wasn't for your guys' support. So it's really important to me that I make sure that I am giving back to you guys, because whilst it is alphalete who I work for, I do see it as like I'm working for you guys. And I want to make sure that I am always giving back, because I mean, even before support codes were discount codes, like the support was insane. So I want to make sure that I'm always saying thank you and always giving back. Which also reminds me, if you do use my code on Saturday, please DM me so I can say thank you. I reply to absolutely everyone. It's like a top priority for me in terms of my social media stuff, is making sure I reply to everyone. So please do message me so I can thank you. And for those of you who don't have funds and have never been able to buy from alphalete, so you've never been able to support me, I would really recommend following me on Instagram, because when they had their Memorial Day sale, I put about £750 worth of vouchers on my stories, and that wasn't contingent on code uses. That was just so that people could go and get things. And I will do stories occasionally asking if people have never tried alphalete before, and I will pick a few people to give a voucher to. It's really, really important to me that I am making sure that I'm giving back to you guys. So yeah, I will always try and do giveaways for everyone. I'm giving you like a year time span for this one, just as a massive, massive thank you for all your support during my time working with alphalete. So yes, without further ado, I'm gonna get into the drop. So it's new Amplify. It's a very small launch in terms of items. We've just got seamless underwear, one pump cover, and then shorts, the 4.5 ones. There's no bikers in this launch, leggings, and the Amplify crop tops, which haven't been out since they did the V-necks with like the blossom and the whale blue. But I think these ones, because it's not the V-neck, it's the round neck ones, I don't think they've dropped these since they did like the chocolate, mocha, pink, French blue restock, which I feel like was like last June. So it's been a hot minute since they've had those. So if you are a fan of those, you are in luck because they are dropping more in this launch. And I will also pop on the screen the PDF so you can see everything that is dropping within this launch. It's a super small launch, but it is Amplify, and there are actually some changes which I'm not sure on, but some changes which definitely have been made to the Amplify, which I will go over everything in this video as per usual. My measurements for reference, I am 5'6", my waist is 25, my glutes are about 40, the inside seam of my leg is about 28 inches, and I'm more long torso than anything else. And I will also, I'm gonna measure it, I've not measured it yet, I will measure like my torso length because they've shortened the Amplify. So having that might actually be helpful for people, but I do have a particularly long torso, and someone did tell me on Instagram the other day that my belly button sits sort of abnormally high. So if that helps anyone when I'm going over, you know, how the shortening of Amplify has impacted me and how it fits on me, hopefully that will be helpful for you guys. Bust is 32 double D, but it is fake, so keep that in mind. Two things that I'm going to go over really, really quickly. First of all is they are bringing the seamless thongs back, and there's two, like they're doing them in multi-packs, so 3 in a pack. One of them you get a pastel pink, powder blue and leaf green, and the other one you get fuchsia, turquoise and midnight. I did not pick these up just because I've still got plenty of the nude ones that I got a few months ago, so I don't actually need any more seamless underwear at the moment. If you want a full in-depth review on the underwear, it's not changed, it's just new colourways, so I will leave link down below and timestamped of course, because I know my reviews are long. I will leave the timestamp as well for exactly where I reviewed those, but stay true to size or size up or size down, it doesn't matter, they're so stretchy. I could probably wear an extra small or a small, it doesn't matter. I have them in an extra small and they fit me perfectly, so they are very much true to size. Second thing to go over is the Graffiti tee. This is just one of the heavy cotton pump covers, so it's the 6.5 ounce shrink free heavy cotton. It's the pump covers, basically the unisex pump covers. So got the high neckline, so it comes up higher than, for example, the brushed cotton tee or like the signature tee, the colligate tee, it comes up higher than that, and then you've got the dropped shoulder, just in a new design. So I got this in a medium. It's just a plain white, it says alphalete athletics here. It's really pretty from the front, and then the print on the back is a lot more sort of in your face. It says learn, dream, be more, sort of like graffiti print, and then it's got 1502 on it. I do like this from the front. I'm not convinced on it from the back. For me, this is just a bit much. It's not really to my taste, sort of design wise. I love the front though. I really like the blue and pink together, but the back is just a little too in your face. So I'm actually giving this away to India, who's in my Discord group, which I will leave link down below, guys. There's so much always going on in my Discord group, whether it's to do with alphalete or activewear in general. It's the best group ever. We've got sizing tabs, so if you're not sure what sort of size you're going to be, there's plenty of girls always posting their gym fits and what size they wear, especially alphalete as well. So I would definitely recommend checking it out, especially if, you know, you're planning this launch maybe to buy post launch. I want to sort of see like consumers' opinions and how they find the sizing and all that sort of stuff, but it's just a great group chat. But yeah, this is the heavy cotton pump covers. Sizing wise, I've gone over this a few times in previous videos, but if you aren't already aware, I got this in a medium So in the try and clip I'm wearing a medium, but I do prefer a large in these now, just because I like to wear them tucked, and a large looks better in the front when it's tucked in the back, because it gives there's enough sort of length in the front. But a medium would be the size that I would go for if I wanted to wear it fully out. So it depends how you like your t-shirts to fit. If you want a super oversized fit, I would say to go up 1 to 2 sizes from your normal top size. So I would normally be a small. A medium is oversized, but for a super oversized fit I would go up 2 to a large. And I do think if you're going to be using it for tucking into the back whilst leaving the front out, go up an extra size to what you would for like a nice oversized fit. I think it looks a lot better when you've just got a bit more material to play with. If you don't want an oversized fit that's like super baggy, you can stay true to size, and this will fit you like a loose t-shirt, like a relaxed fit t-shirt. So it completely depends sizing wise. If you ever need sizing help for anything, you can always comment below or message me on Instagram. Send me pictures of what you look like, send me your height, send me your measurements, send me what you like things to fit like, and I will help you pick the right fit in whatever item you are interested in, whether it's a pump cover, a t-shirt, a bra, some shorts, whatever it is. I'll try my best to help you. But yeah, if you like this design, there's nothing wrong with these t-shirts. I really like these t-shirts. I wear them as pump covers a lot. Just not for me. The design is a bit too in your face. So yeah, like I said, I am going to be giving this one away. Okay, we're moving on to what everyone has probably come to this video for, which is the new updated fit Amplify. We've got 4.5 shorts and we've got leggings. I got a lot more shorts. First of all, these are bright colours, and I would way more likely wear bright colours in a short where it's not all the way down my leg, because I think it looks less sort of in your face, overbearing, than having, for example, like the green all the way down the leg. On me, it's not something I'd wear. So with the leggings, I got black and I got the electric purple. So that's why I got more shorts. And also, I don't really train in leggings, I train in shorts. And I do tend to wear Amplify more for training than lounging. Normally I've got like baggy joggers on, but I will wear leggings occasionally for errands. So that's why I picked up more sort of friendly colours. I would say the purple and the black are the least sort of bright in your face colours of this drop. But I've got every single colour. So we've got the Cotton Candy, which is this baby pink colour, and then you've got Candy Crush, you've got Emerald Green, Electric Purple, and then Galactic Ocean. I've got 2 of the baby pink and 2 of the Galactic Ocean. That is just because I've got an extra small and a small and an extra small and a small, just to check on like sizing differences or anything like that. So I'm just going to go over the colours one by one first. I'll pop in some colour comparisons, I will do my colour wheels, and this section will be followed by the lookbook. With these being brighter colours, I've tried to do some lookbook looks to sort of tone them down and make them a bit more wearable for people who don't want such a bright look. And then I've thrown in like a more tonal, bright look for the people that are a bit more bold with what they want to wear, just so it's really important for me with like Amplify and hauls in general that people don't feel like they have to buy every single colour or a whole new set. You don't need to buy a whole new set. There's plenty of previous Amplify colours that these will go really, 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 really well with. So you don't need to buy a full set. And I know that some people don't like the short-sleeved Amplify crops. So first colour that we've got is Cotton Candy. This is a really pretty Barbie baby pink colour. It's very bright in person. It does kind of pick up very similar on camera. This does have a slight sort of mild to it, so this is a mild colour. It's not a solid block colour, there is a mild to it. In terms of which colours it's most similar, I would say there isn't a dead match for it, but it's most similar to the Pink Sands Alpha Lux. If you have anything that's Pink Sands in the Alpha Lux range, it's most similar to that. Looks really, really good with blues. It looks really pretty with. Looks really good with other pinks as a sort of tonal look. White, black, of course, is gonna be like a very staple sort of look for it. Grey, it goes really, really well with grey. I've always loved pink and grey. I think when Pink Sands came out, I had an obsession with that and like shark grey. I think it was shark grey. I used to wear that all the time. I absolutely loved that combination. So yeah, that is Cotton Candy. Moving on, we have then got Candy Crush, which I'm just gonna, this is the only colour I'm doing this for. If you were curious between this and Magenta, they are very, very, very similar. Candy Crush is a bit more purple. It's giving like Barney purple vibes, but they are similar. Unless you're like an Amplify collector, I really wouldn't have both of these in your collection. They're very, very, very similar, very similar. Like to the point where I think if I ever do posts in this, a lot of people will be asking me which colour it is because it's not obvious. Whereas when Magenta came out, it was definitely a more unique pink. So yeah, it's slightly more purple, but if you've got Magenta, you really, really, really don't need Candy Crush unless you really, really want it. So Candy Crush, I feel like any colour, if you look close enough, has a marl to it. So this does definitely have a slight marl to it, but it's definitely not as mild as the Cotton Candy colour. Yeah, it's sort of like a purpley tone. It's like a fuchsia sort of colour. That's how I think I would probably best describe it. It definitely looks more purple in person than it does on the product pictures. That's why it's slightly frustrating that I've not been able to do this video with Gabby, because I feel like the videos you get to see much more true to life how these colours look. And again, that's why I find it very frustrating that we still don't have any, as far as I'm aware, we still don't have any dark-skinned female athletes doing these hauls and videos to sort of show you guys what these colours look like on deeper skin tones. Ask about this. I know that she buys a lot of Amplify. It's @K_fitness on Instagram, and she buys a lot of Amplify. I'm not sure what colours she's picking up from this drop, but whilst it will be post-launch, she does usually do some like stories and stuff in the new colours, so that could be helpful. But yeah, the irony of that is not lost on me. I know it's not ideal to be having to look at things post-launch on consumers. Like, darker skinned women should not be feeling like it's a guessing game what a certain colour is going to look like on them. They should just be able to know. Definitely is a difference between how these colours sometimes look in the product images compared to seeing them on videos. So we really do need more representation of deeper skin tones on the athlete side of things, because it's very, 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 very difficult at the moment. Then got Emerald Green, which this colour is like a chameleon. I feel like it looks different in every single picture I take, in every single lighting. On the product pictures, I'm looking at it now, it looks a bit brighter than it is in real life, but make no mistake about it, this is a bright green. This is like a bottle green colour. There isn't a similar colour that Amplify has been dropped in. This is a very unique colour. Definitely, I would say this and Cotton Candy, to be fair, other than Candy Crush, they're all pretty unique for Amplify colours. Like, there isn't a super similar one. Yeah, she's very bright. I will say out of all of the colours, it's the hardest to pair. Like, when I was doing the colour wheel, I did struggle. I came up with some ideas, but I did definitely struggle with pairing this. So if you're someone who wants like a fuss-free colour where you don't have to think loads about what you're wearing with it, this would be an avoidance for me. However, I will say, doing the try-on clips today, this is growing on me more and more, and it was probably my least favourite colour to begin with. So this is definitely growing on me, but yeah, she's very bright and it is hard to pair with things. And in terms of marl, again, like I said, I feel like if you look close enough at any colour, it's got a marl to it, but it's definitely not as mild as the Cotton Candy colour, but it definitely does have a slight marl to it. But for all intents and purposes, it looks pretty solid green. Then got Electric Purple. The most similar colour to this is True Indigo, but this is definitely purple. I know it looks blue in some lighting, but this is definitely purple. This is a true purple. It's like an amethyst sort of purple colour. Very much more of a wearable colour in the leggings as well. This doesn't look like as sort of in your face as maybe like the green leggings would. I'd definitely say this is one of the more wearable and pairable colours from this drop. And in terms of marl, this does have a marl to it as well. Finally, you have got Galactic Ocean, which is a very bright turquoisey colour. I've had questions about, is it similar to Ocean? No, it's much brighter. Similar to Midnight? No, it's lighter than Midnight. It's more similar to Atlantic Blue from the Ozone range. If you've got anything from that, this pairs pretty closely with it. It's not the exact same, but it does pair pretty closely, but it's not the same as the other sort of blue shades from alphalete. I do think it's a lot brighter than any of the sort of other blues. Like, I would be able to pick this apart from like Pier Blue, Rainfall, Ocean, Midnight. I would know which one is Galactic Ocean, whereas with those blues, sometimes I have to look at them for like a few minutes before I'm like, right, that's what colour that is. Definitely more of a unique blue than some of the other sort of turquoisey blue colours that alphalete have done, and it is bright. Like this, it's bright, but it's wearable, and it is a bright colour still. It's bright, but it's definitely wearable. It's not like the green, you know, it's not like green bright. It's definitely wearable. And another thing to mention about these colours is, whilst they are all bright, weirdly they kind of do go together. Like, they kind of complement each other. Some of them definitely look better together than other colours, but even just holding them all up here together, let me go grab Candy Crush as well, I feel like you can see that these sort of go pretty, it's like you can make some cute outfits just with these colours. So you can definitely mix and match this drop for like a fun, bright, colourful look. So that is the colour palette for June to kick off the sort of summer drops from alphalete. I am going to pop in now my little lookbook so you can see what sort of colours I would pair these with from previous drops. Lookbook time, cotton candy first. We've got her with Digital Violet. I think this looks really cute together. Then this is the Pink Sands Alpha Lux. This is definitely the closest match to cotton candy. So if you have Pink Sands in Alpha Lux and you want something that looks like a matching set but you don't like the new tops, this is, yeah, the closest. Ivy Alpha Lux bra. I'm coming to realise Ivy Alpha Lux and Pink Sands Alpha Lux are the best colours. They go with a lot of things. Then a toned down look. I think this is a shadow long sleeve Stratus. This pink will also go with Smoke. It will also look really good with light greys like Silver Sky, Titanium. It will look good with any grey. And then this is it with the Lavender Lilac Pulse Balance bra. Again, really nice, toned down a bit. And then moving on to Candy Crush, again, same bra again. It's a nice option if you don't want white. You want something but not too bright. I think it looks good. Then we've got the Arcade Pink Pulse bra. Yeah, like I've mentioned in this video, do not get Candy Crush if you've got magenta and you're not like a collector or anything. You really, really do not need both. But this does look good together, just like magenta looked good with it. Then again, she strikes again. We've got the Ivy Alpha Lux bra, watermelon sugar, Alexa, Play Harry Styles. I really like green and pink together. Then if you want to tone it down, the pump covers in Seashell and grey go really well with both pinks. I wore Seashell with Cotton Candy yesterday and it looked good. Again, Seashell and grey goes with anything and it'll tone it down. Then you've got the Elements green jacket with the Ivy Alpha Lux bra with the new emerald green. This is more for if you want a very like bright fit but sort of tonal look. I thought I would hate this on, but I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. Then you've got the new Pride tee. This is available in the US only. Sorry to anyone in the UK or EU, but this green is a really good match for the green strip in the back. So happy Pride Month. This looks good. Love this. And then if you want to look like a tree, we've got chocolate with the brown, which I thought I would hate. Chocolate with the green even. But again, I don't hate it. But do I look a bit like a tree? Yes. Climate change. Then moving on, again, Alexa, play Watermelon Sugar. This is pure watermelon vibes. This is Arcade Pink with the green. Then you've got Digital Violet with Electric Purple. I really, really, really like these together. I wish I'd rearranged my boobs because my nipples look uneven. They're not uneven, they're just sat in the bra weird. Then you've got, I really like it with the Sapphire. Really, really like Electric Purple with the Sapphire. I think it looks good. If you're looking for like something you can get a bra in, try find a True Indigo bra. It will go very, very well, just to show you here. And then again, the Lilac Lavender Pulse Balance bra again. Again, it goes with a lot. And again, I have also put this with Galactic. Weirdly, it goes. Obviously, it's not a similar colour at all, but I do think it goes. I really like Galactic with pink sands. I think for some reason the pink works with it. And again, Ivy. I've tried to use similar colours so that you're not then watching this and thinking I need to buy a million different colours. So I hope this has been helpful. That is the lookbook concluded. Okay, so let's kick off the review portion. Now that we've spoken about the colours, let's kick off the review portion on the new Amplify bottoms with the biggest and fattiest of disclaimers. First of all, Amplify is produced on such a scale now that people, even with the same colour and the same size, you could order 2 size smalls in cotton candy and one of them could feel different to the other one, and it could also, sizing wise, be a little bit different. There is no right or wrong answer. There is no concrete, this is the exact measurement of how this colourway fits. There's none of that with alphalete anymore because it's produced on such a scale with Amplify. Sizing can vary between batches, and material feel and sort of how thin or thick they are can vary between batches. And I'm seeing this happen with other brands now as well. So it's not an alphalete problem. It is a scaling up problem from what I've seen. It's happening with other brands now who are trying to manufacture more of their product because it's very popular and it keeps selling out. And they are now having thinner batches come out. The sizing seems to be changing. The material feel seems to be changing. So this is not an alphalete specific problem. This seems to be a problem with brands who are scaling up and manufacturing on a bigger scale. There just seems to be more inconsistencies. So that is my disclaimer. If you watch someone else's video and they have a completely different experience to me, it's not that they're lying, it's not that I'm lying, it's not that they're not detailed enough or I'm too nitty-gritty and dramatic. It's just that they might have had a very, very, very different batch and a different experience with their items. Another thing to note is I've seen with these changes very mixed things. Some people think the waistband is loosened on their items. Some people, in fact, most people I have seen and spoken to find that the waistband is much tighter than recent drops on this launch. Some people have noticed a big difference in the actual waistband height. Some people have noticed no difference in the actual waistband height. Even within my order, some of my shorts, the waistband is 0.5 inches lower, as in like shorter. Some of my shorts, it's no different than before, the actual waistband height. All my shorts are definitely shorter overall, like it's definitely a shorter short now, regardless of colourways and stuff, but just keep that in mind. I just had to give the fattiest of disclaimers. So yeah, now that that disclaimer is over and done with, here I am going to pop in some clips of OG Amplify and that fit compared to the birthday sale, which was the first drop where they loosened the waistband because the drops at the back end of last year, Misty Lilac, Blossom, Pixel Pink, Digital Violet, were getting very, 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 very tight. So they loosened it in February and it was loosened also for the last drop. And then they said with this drop that it's a new shorter waistband and loosened fit waistband. I will put in the clips here so that you can sort of see the experience that I have had with this, but I'm going to take you through the sort of history of Amplify. So you've got an OG pair, you've got the birthday sale pair of shorts and leggings, and then you have also got the new pair, and I'm showing you the differences. I've taken measurements. We've covered it all. I am also going to show you the differences in sizing between launches as well, because it is relevant with the changes that they've said have been made with it being loosened and shortened. I've personally not found that to be the case at all. I've actually found it quite the polar opposite. It's significantly tighter for me in this drop. So I'm going to pop those clips in now. So sit back and enjoy a little history of Amplify. Okay, so I'm going to take you all on a little Amplify journey. This is the new waistband, new fit from this launch. So from here, you can't really tell too much of a difference, so I'm going to get like up close and explain some differences, but you can see straight away that the original ones were longer and then the last two launches have been shorter overall. But to be honest, the length really doesn't make a huge difference in terms of the inseam, because Amplify is so stretchy that you can stretch it to be as long as you want it to be or ride it up to be as short as you want it to be. So I'm going to show you some more close-ups. Okay, so to show you all three of the waistbands, you've got the original ones, a more recent drop, and then this new drop, these are all a size extra small. It is worth keeping in mind that this black might be particularly tight. Black does tend to run a lot tighter as a colourway, so do keep that in mind. But you can tell from looking at this, they've said that the waistband has been made bigger. With the birthday sale launch, they altered the waistband because the drops at the end of last year were getting way too tight. Like, people that were normally extra smalls in certain colourways were having to get mediums, which obviously it's not a problem having to go up a size or two. The issue comes in with people who are already on the bigger side of the sizing scale. There isn't 1 to 2 sizes for them to size up to. So that was the issue that I personally had with the drops being so tight. I don't care what size I wear, but I do care that people who are already on the bigger end of the sizing scale essentially couldn't buy Amplify because it was just, there was nothing to size up to. So with the birthday sale launch, they made the waistband wider and a bit looser again, just to fit more true to size. And I definitely did find the birthday sale launch and the last drop fit true to size for me personally for what I received. This time they've said that they've shortened the waistband. Some of my pieces are genuinely shorter in the waistband, some of them aren't. So I'm not entirely sure what's gone on there. I think they've made a 0.5 difference, but when you're manufacturing on this scale, some of them have just come out no different at all. So this one's a tiny bit shorter, but it's not really significantly shorter. Also, they said that they've loosened the waistband. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not seeing a loosened waistband, and having these on, they fit tight. They fit tighter than the past 2 drops on me for sure. Compare further to the birthday sale launch. For fairness, by the way, I have only tried on these leggings. I've not worn them to train in, so this isn't stretched out. I've tried them on once. The waistband is not only smaller, it's more tapered again, so if you preferred the tapered band, you will probably prefer this as well. A big difference that you can notice, and it is noticeable when it's on, it's also noticeable when it's off, is the distance between the bottom of the waistband and the crotch is now shorter. So this sort of distance here is now shorter. The overall fit of the leg is smaller as well. I'll let you know in the video how I find these like fit wise, but yeah, the overall fit of the leg is also narrower, so they're narrower. I know that some people have found these to be like significantly shorter than the other drops, but honestly I think it just depends between colourways, because mine lengthwise are the same length as the past 2 drops in the leggings. Then just to show you a closer up in the difference from the back looks a lot better when on, which I'm going to show you and talk about in this video. It's probably my favourite change about this new fit. As you can see here, the distance between the bottom of the waistband and the gusset was quite long, and with the thicker scrunch on recent launches, it was a very obvious scrunch. I still love my Amplify and I was loving the bikers, but the leggings and stuff I found really quite obnoxious with the scrunch. Because the scrunch is a lot thicker now, and yeah, they've kept the thicker scrunch. The scrunch is still the thicker scrunch, but this distance here is now a lot shorter, and I will pop some measurements in throughout this video so you can see just how shorter it is. But essentially it gives less of the long crack look, which I absolutely love, and I'm very happy about this change. It just makes the scrunch look a lot more discreet. The scrunch doesn't really like go up your back in the same way that it was doing before. So if with recent drops you found the scrunch is unflattering on you, or it's too long, or it just looks weird, definitely give them a go again, because it does look way better from the back. I'm going to show you the new 4.5 shorts, but obviously with the adjusted fit compared to the OG shorts, because when I put these on it reminds me more of the OG fit. So these are a 3.5 inch inseam. As you can see, it's still the longer inseam. Obviously this is significantly shorter. It's still the longer inseam, but because like the whole short is shorter, as you can see, it's much more similar to how the 3.5 fits. I also find if you look at the back of them, and I'll show you compared to the birthday sale, I'll show you a small versus a small in the new ones as well, so you can see. But as you can see, like this distance here, it's much more similar to the OGs than recent drops, which I personally love, because I do prefer the 4.5 length. Like I am a bit disappointed with just how short these fit now, because it is a bit too short. I wish it had like an extra inch. I would probably say with these changes, these shorts should now be like 5.5 should be an option for taller people or people who just don't want really short shorts, because the 4.5 now fit like the 3.5 because of the changes made. But I've always found that this sort of distance was a lot more flattering than the sort of longer distance of recent drops. So yeah, it's much more similar sort of fit wise to the OG shorts, but as you can see, it's still the thicker scrunch, but it's got like the less distance again, and it looks a lot better from behind. Also a lot more similar to the original one, and also just fit wise, keep in mind these are both an extra small, so like I'm going to go over many a time in this video, I do think that this drop is running smaller than the last two in particular, and it's also smaller than the OGs. These are not a colour that I wear a lot. I wear my Wisteria Bikers a lot, but I don't wear the 3.5s a lot, so there won't be much stretch on these, so it's a kind of fair comparison. The birthday launch. So this is a pair of shorts where my waistband is genuinely about 0.5 inches shorter. Like I'm going to go over in this video, it's definitely not true for all of my new shorts. Some of them, the waistband is the exact same height as previous drops, so there seems to be differences, but I do think they made a 0.5 change to the waistband height, like this actual part, and then because of manufacturing, my theory is some of them, because it's such a slight change, some of them have come out no different. But on this pair in particular, you can tell that it is a 0.5 change on the waistband. So some of mine have changed in the actual waistband, some of them haven't, but all of the new shorts and the new leggings, from like the top of the gusset to the top of the waistband, they're all shorter than old drops. So these are both a size small. As you can see, these are running a little smaller than the previous two launches. This one only looks like a slight difference, but I have just trained in these, so these have got a bit of stretch on them. I do find with the Candy Crush colour in particular, it's softer, so it's definitely more prone to like stretching. As you can see, the overall like short in general is just shorter. The inseam is the same, but like the whole short fits shorter because of the changes made. You can really see that the distance between the top of the gusset and the waistband has been shortened significantly, so that's something to keep in mind. It's just an overall shorter fit, and all of mine are definitely much shorter with this distance, regardless of if the waistband is any different or not. You can also see here the waistband is a lot more tapered again. It's tapered and it's smaller. To show you from the back, so you can see this distance again, like I mentioned before, is a lot shorter now. So even though it's still got the same thicker scrunch of recent launches, it's the same thicker scrunch, it's a shorter distance, which is definitely more flattering on the glutes. The measurements wise, yeah, it's about ½ an inch, but like I said, it's only on some of them. On some of them the waistband height is no different, so don't be surprised if you order and the waistband height is no different, but there will be a shorter rise because of the overall changes. Regardless of if your waistband is the same or not, they do still fit differently. Measuring tape at the top of the gusset on my linen, it's about 5 inches there. On these ones, it's about, again, ½ an inch off from the top of the gusset to the bottom of the waistband. It's about 3.5 inches from the top of the gusset to the bottom of the waistband. Old ones, bottom of the waistband to the top of the gusset at the back, 4 inches. So again, about a 0.5 inch difference. It's like they've taken 0.5 from everywhere. So expect maybe, depending on what batch you get, anywhere between 0.5 to 1 inch total difference rise wise. I know that there's no bikers in this drop, but I know that for the past two, because there have been bikers, people have been going bikers, not 4.5, but I know that some people will pick up these colours in 4.5 just because they love the colours. So if you've been getting bikers from the past two launches, maybe this will help. This is a size small in magenta and then a size small in the new cotton candy colour. It's about a 1.5 inch difference in the waistband, so if the past two drops in bikers and stuff you've gone down a size to get like a nice snatched fit, I would recommend going with your normal size for the same nice snatched fit. I really wouldn't recommend sizing down on this drop. A flat lay, let me make sure that these are all actually in line on the waistbands for this drop. So the top two are extra smalls, Cotton Candy and Galactic Ocean. Yeah, they're an extra small and they're both pretty much the same. There isn't really a big difference in terms of flat lay. And then if we go on to the other ones, these are all a size small. There's maybe like a slight difference, but flat lay mine are pretty consistent this time round. Personally, on what I've received, they're a bit more consistent than some recent drops. I feel like this comparison in particular is really helpful for understanding how much smaller these are running. So this is a birthday sale launch in the back in linen. These are all a size small, by the way. In front, you've got Digital Violet, which linen and Digital Violet I've probably worn the same amount of times, but there's a drastic difference in the waistband size and they're both a size small. These fit very, 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 very tight on me. And as you can see, the new size smalls, this is the Galactic Ocean colour. It's very similar to how Digital Violet fits in the waist. So keep that in mind. If you've ever had a tight batch of Amplify where you felt like you could have gone up a size, I personally would recommend, if you've had that experience, that you do go up a size. On the leggings, I've got the black in an extra small and then the electric purple in a size small. I would say this is probably pretty standard for sizing differences flat lay wise. It's also worth noting, I don't know if you can tell, but you do definitely get a little bit of extra height in the band sizing up based off these, so something to consider. But yeah, extra small, small. I'd say this looks normal, especially for a black, because they do tend to run tighter. Popular request when I put this on Instagram for waistband comparisons was the restock of like mocha, titanium, French blue. I know that people found that to run tight, so these are both an extra small. The restock titanium is behind. It's very sort of similar to that. These are both tried on once for fairness purposes, so yeah, pretty accurate. Maybe a bit smaller, but it will feel very similar to that drop on you. Again, to compare to the whale blue drop, which I know that people found whale blue to be a particularly tight colourway. These are both a size small, and again, both tried on. I think I've tried the whale blue on twice, and I've tried Candy Crush on once. So yeah, a little bit smaller than that drop, but for like the difference, you will probably feel very similar in this to how you did in whale blue. So whichever size you preferred in that, get the same size in this drop. To show you guys who did size down in like the jade drop, I know that some people got like particularly big ones. Again, both a size small, new Candy Crushes in front, jade in the back, size small. These are both the 4.5. So yeah, something to keep in mind. I'm just going to run you through the details really quick for anyone who's new here about Amplify. You've got a 3-tier waistband, so it moves from like a lower compression, medium, high compression, very sort of sculpting waistband. You've then got two mesh panels on. You've then got a mesh panel on either side of the leggings, which is usually like a touch darker than the rest of the short. Although I would say actually on this colourway, it's very sort of similar to the rest of the short. You've then got the alphalete logo on the back, and then you've got a bum scrunch on the back. They're famous bum scrunch. And then these shorts are a 4.5-inch inseam. There's no bikers in this drop, and the details on the leggings are the exact same as the shorts, so yeah. But the Digital Violet example in particular is a really important one, because with the past two launches, my brand new linen, for example, my brand new jade last time, for example, from the past two launches, even though they're brand new and my Digital Violet is months old, so it's stretched, my Digital Violet was still smaller, which just shows how small the drops got last year, that even stretched, it was significantly smaller. That's why I've included it in this, because with the past two drops, my Digital Violet was smaller than my new ones. This time it's a similar size, if not the new ones are even a little bit smaller in some of the colorways. So that's why the Digital Violet one is a really good example to show you how the sizing is for me on this drop. And the sizing in the shorts is consistent. It's not like it's one color that runs like Digital Violet. It's a very, very, very tight running waistband on this drop for me personally. So with that being said, let's go over the waistband being loosened. I know that's the thing that alphalete have put out, and to be honest, when I read it's our new and improved fit with a loosened waistband and shortened waistband, when I read that I just assumed, right, they've shortened the waistband now, but they're referring to the waistband change they've made for the last 2 launches, so it's going to be that waistband just a bit shorter. That was my reading of what they'd said, because to be honest, I would have been surprised if they'd loosened it more than the past 2 drops, because it was pretty spot on with the birthday sale launch. And then I know last time some people actually had to size down because they felt like it was too loose for them. So I would have been surprised if they loosened it more, but I felt like the Amplify was running a lot more true to size. I was getting way better DMs in terms of feedback on sizing. People were having to return less from the DMs that I got. People were getting the right size, and they weren't having to really change sizes too much between colours or anything like that. It was just a lot more consistent. It was a time to be alive, I'll be honest, because my DMs were just very positive with the sizing. They've said that it's now been loosened either again further or keeping up with the loosened waistband of the past 2 drops. For my leggings and for my shorts, that is just not being the case. My leggings and shorts are significantly tighter than the past 2 drops. It's more like the Blossom, Misty Lilac, Digital Violet, Pixel Pink, Whale Blue sort of level of tight, the original drop of Whale Blue, because I know that the restock people found it a bit. Whatever size you liked, and again this is just based off what I've got, you could on paper order it and get like a bigger batch that maybe runs more loose again, but whatever size you preferred in a tighter running Amplify, so if you got a tight pair of Blossom or Misty Lilac or Digital Violet, whatever size you preferred in that fit, I would go with that size again on this drop in both the leggings and the shorts, because they are both running tighter than the past 2 drops. Now, if with the past 2 drops you have found that you've had to size down to get that sort of snatched tapered fit, you do not need to size down on this drop. You can get the normal size that you were getting before the past 2 drops when they loosened the waistband, and it will be a nice snatched fit. I don't think you need to size down. Honestly recommend, if you want like a comfortable feel, I would recommend that you go with a size up in this Amplify drop, especially if you are between sizes. But again, if you DM me on Instagram, send me your measurements, send me what item it is that you're interested in and how you like things to fit, any previous Amplify items that you've got that you like the fit of and what size you wear in those, and I will be able to help you get a pretty spot on sizing for yourself. But just be aware, my experience, I know Bailey's experience, Christine's experience, I'm trying to think if I've spoken to anyone else. I know that us 3 have had tight batches. Like, these waistbands are running small, and it's not just like flat lay, it looks small and then it stretches out. These feel tight when they're on, like it feels tight. My Misty Lilac, for example, I remember I got that in an extra small, and when I wore it to the gym I felt sick. I had that same feeling this morning in my cotton candy ones when I was training. Now I will say my cotton candy ones did stretch out a bit, but I'm gonna get onto that when I go over the material, because it's not just the waistband size, it's also the material that impacts things, and some of these colours are definitely stiffer than others, so I will go over that. But yeah, my thoughts on the waistband being loosened are, in my experience, it's actually being tightened, and as you'll see in the try on clips, but on some of them it's by like 1.5 to 2 inches in comparison with the past 2 launches. I find it a very tight running launch. Other people might not find it a particularly tight running launch, and like I said, if you have always been one size in Amplify, and even when it was tighter running batches you didn't mind it, you've always stuck to the same size and you've never had a problem, go with your normal size by all means if you've never had a problem. But if you've noticed with certain colorways when it's been tighter you've really not liked it, I'd recommend going with a size up. And if with the past 2 drops you found that you needed to size down to get that super snatched fit, I really don't think you need to size down on this drop. I think you'll get the snatched fit in your normal size. Like a size small is very, 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 very snatched on me. For context, I was enjoying a size small the past 2 drops. And the reason why I got small and extra small and not small and medium is because I'm mid-cut at the moment because I know that I will get people asking if I'm on a bulk. I'm not on a bulk, I'm mid-cut, I'm about 2 kilos down, and this waistband feels tight. Even in a size small, it feels tight. I can feel the compression when it's on. I've been wearing my linen and some of my colours from the last drop in a size small recently. I've been getting like a sort of gaping at the front. I mean, it's not hanging off me, but it's definitely been loosening in the waist because I am losing weight. So that's why I went small and extra small, because I thought, you know, in a few weeks, maybe in like a month and a half's time when I'm done with my cut, I might be more extra small. So that's why I got extra smalls and smalls, but that was a big mistake. I wish I'd got smalls and mediums. Like, I wish I'd got smalls and mediums. But we live and learn. But yeah, just to explain why I got extra smalls and smalls, that's why my recent drops, smalls are starting to be a little bit big on me now. So that's why I did that. And now a small is super tight. And it's not just because it's a new batch. I know the difference between putting on like a new or a freshly washed pair of Amplify and the difference between something that is it's actually just running smaller. I have tried on plenty of Amplify, so I do notice the difference. Granted, because I try on so much Amplify, I might notice it more than other people, but I think if even Bailey, who likes a super snatched fit, has noticed that it's definitely running tight, I think it's safe to say it's probably running tight. Moving on to the shortened waistband. As I've shown you in the flat lay clips, some of mine are shortened in the waistband and some of them aren't. However, all my leggings and all my shorts are shorter gusset to the top of the waistband. So wherever the height has come from, not super relevant, because all of them are shorter from like the top of the gusset to the top of the waistband. All of them are shorter overall. Just where the height has sort of come from seems to be different and varying on the pair. And someone put in my Discord group the screenshot from when Christian asked about Amplify Rise, and he said keep it the same, drop it 0.5 inches or drop it 1 inch. And most people voted for 0.5 inch. So I think, and I've not had this confirmed, this is just my theory, I think they made a 0.5 change to the height of the waistband, but when it's only half an inch, with manufacturing on this scale, I think some of them have just come out no different whatsoever. I think that's what's happened. Don't hold me to it, that is just my theory. I've not spoken to Christian or anyone about this, so I don't know. That's just my theory on what's happened. But regardless, they are fitting shorter. Even if the waistband isn't any shorter, all of them fit shorter on me. So previously, Amplify came straight across my torso. It didn't dip in the middle, and my belly button was completely covered. And I'm a long torso girl, and I hate my belly button being out. I know, for example, when the Wonder leggings dropped, I personally felt victimised by that, because the Essential leggings were one of my favourite leggings from alphalete, and the Wonder leggings are unwearable on me because they give me the worst camel toe I've ever had in my life because of how far I have to pull them up. Like, they're honestly like low to mid-rise on me. My belly button's out. I hate the fit of the Wonder leggings compared to the Essential leggings. It just didn't work out for me because I am longer in the torso. So with the new Amplify on me, about half my belly button is out how it naturally sits. Now you can, and it does dip slightly in the middle on me now. Now you can definitely pull it up to cover your belly button. That's what I kept doing when I was in the gym. I trained in the cotton candy size small earlier. You can keep pulling it up to cover your belly button. However, first of all, it's a bit annoying because I didn't have to do that before. Second of all, it does naturally just want to pull down a bit more. Whereas when I put on my older Amplify from any drop before this, I don't have to, it just sits above my belly button. I've never had to work it above there. Please keep in mind, I have a particularly long torso, and apparently my belly button sits abnormally high. Short girls, you are gonna love this adjustment because it will probably hit just about the right height. I know I've seen Hannah, who's shorter, saying that she's like obsessed with the new fit. All the shorter athletes prefer the new fit. I don't want to take that away from anyone. I just wish that my belly button was still completely covered with not so much faffing around. Now, when I first got these, I was super disappointed with how they looked from the front. in terms of the rise on me. However, the more I've been trying them on today, I can pull them up to cover my belly button. It's just that I know obviously from training in them this morning, they will roll down a bit when I do that. So I have to sort of keep pulling them back up. But I can still cover my belly button. So if this is going to be like a massive deal breaker from you, because Amplify is so stretchy, I promise you, and I have a very long torso, so I'm very confident in saying this, I promise you, if your belly button is an issue, which mine is, I hate my belly button being out, you will still be able to maneuver it to cover your belly button. It's just that with the try-on clips, I wanted to show you how they naturally sit, but I've also shown you that you can pull it up to cover your belly button. The more I've tried them on and sort of worn them, the more I'm sort of like, it's not too big of a difference, but when I first got them, I was like, shit. But if you ask me which one I do prefer, from the front, and we're going to get onto the back now, from the front, I prefer the old Amplify. I prefer that I don't have to mess around with it. I prefer that on me, because of my torso length, the old waistband doesn't roll. And I'll pop in here a picture of what the waistband was doing earlier. It's like 0.5 centimetre roll. Now, it's not enough for me to be like, I never want to wear these, but my OG Amplify, as in like previous to this launch, do not do that on me. But this is going to depend on torso, because if you're a shorter person, the older ones will have rolled on you because they'll have come up too high, so that when you're bending, it's going to roll down. So it depends on your torso. These might, if you are taller, these might roll more on you. If you are shorter, these might roll less on you. I also think body shape is going to play a role, and where fat sort of sits in terms of whether this rolls or not on you. I do prefer, personally, I do prefer the more straight across waistband. I do prefer the waistband fit from the front on the old compared to the new. Now, it's not enough for me to say if I was buying Amplify, I would not buy Amplify anymore. I think as a consumer, personally, I would still buy them, especially for these colours. This pink is probably one of my favourite colours they've done in a while. But I do prefer the old fit on my torso. I understand why they did it. Shorter people were having to roll the band significantly, so I get it. But I do prefer the old fit. But I don't hate it as much as I did initially when I tried it on. I always need a bit of time to warm up to things, and I'm really glad I'm filming this video today and not the other day when I tried them on first of all, because yeah. I did also notice as well, and I don't know why, the leggings, it's not as big of a difference as the shorts. I don't know why. The shorts just have more of my belly button out than the leggings do naturally with how I pull them up. So keep that in mind as well. If you're interested in the leggings in particular, you'll probably notice it even less than with the shorts. For some reason, it's more noticeable on the shorts than it is the leggings. Now let's talk about the back, because the back slay. The back of these looks so much better, and I'm gonna pop in a side by side, and then I'll also pop in a picture, like a still picture, so you can see. The back looks miles better, miles better. So last year, alphalete thickened the scrunch on Amplify because people were complaining that it ripped. However, it then became a very long and very thick scrunch. Now the scrunch is still the thick scrunch. It's the new thicker scrunch, and it's definitely not super short, but it definitely is shortened because the distance between the top of the gusset and the bottom of the waistband is shorter, which means the scrunch is a lot more discreet. So if you were finding, which with leggings in particular, I was finding, if you were finding that the scrunch sort of was going up your back, like it was sitting above your bum crack and it just didn't look great, this is much more subtle, and I way prefer how these look from the back. I think from like straight on from the back, it's more flattering on your glutes. I think from even from an angle, it's more flattering on your glutes. I do prefer this adjustment from the back. I think it looks significantly better from the back. It makes a scrunch a lot more discreet again, and it really reminds me of how the OG Amplify with like the older scrunch used to fit because of that. Obviously it is still the thicker scrunch, so you can see it more than you could the previous one. One thing to keep in mind, which I noticed when I was doing squat tests, is the waistband definitely does dip more now. It definitely does dip more at the back than it did before because of where it sits. So that's something to keep in mind. Your knickers aren't going to be on show, but it definitely does dip more at the back. Like I said, I did notice that it was rolling when I was in the gym. I've popped in some things side by side so you can sort of see how these look when you are squatting and RDLing, because those are the movements that I tend to find I get the most rolling on. I did hack squats and leg press today and it rolled about 1/2 centimetre like I mentioned, but I'll pop in a side by side so you can see sort of how these look. I didn't actually notice that they rolled when I was doing the demo, but when I was moving around in the gym, just to be transparent, because I could put these clips in and say this new waistband doesn't roll, but I know from doing like a long session where I'm moving around, it does roll on me by about 1/2 centimetre. It's not enough to make or break it for me, but I did keep having to unroll it and also keep pulling it up to cover my belly button. Otherwise about half of my belly button is out. So yeah, there are definitely pros and cons to the waistband being lowered. I do find, however, and I think it's really important that I do show this, that when I am relaxed, because I think the Amplify that is super snatched in the waist and super tight fitting, I think it looks amazing when I'm stood still. It makes me I look so good, but as soon as I breathe, as soon as I brace, as soon as I move, as soon as I relax my stomach, God forbid, as soon as I relax my stomach, the band looks very, 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 very unflattering. I think this is a combination of it being made slightly lower rise and the bands being a lot more compressive. So I'm going to show you like side by side how this sort of looks when I'm just stood still and how it looks when I'm relaxed, so you can sort of see why I want to try a medium in the shorts. I really, really, really want to try a medium. I'm okay with a small in the leggings because I don't wear the leggings a ton anyway, and I feel like a medium, I already have a bit of excess fabric in a small in the leggings anyway, but I would really like to try a medium in the shorts for a comfort purpose, because in the older Amplify, I didn't get such a like drastic pudge above the waistband when I relaxed my stomach. Because the reality is I'm not stood like a statue posing 24/7, especially when I'm in the gym. I'm bending, I'm moving, I'm breathing, I'm bracing, my stomach's expanding, and I want something that's comfortable. Now, if you want a snatched fit and you don't mind the pudge going over the top, that's fine. But for me, it really, really bugs me, and I think it's a combination of the waistband being lowered and it being tighter. So yeah, the waistband being lowered has definitely got its pros and its cons, and I think the main pro for me of the changes on the Amplify fit in terms of rise is the back looks so much better, like exponentially better. Other than that, for me, there isn't really any pros. It's more so cons. Like, it does roll a bit more when I'm working out. Again, not make or break, but it does roll a bit more if it annoys you. It does sit lower rise. Like, I do actually have to like keep pulling it up, which I didn't have to keep pulling up my old Amplify. And naturally it just sits a bit lower and creates a bit more of a pudge on me because I've got that sort of longer torso. The pros are mainly going to be for shorter people. If you had to roll your Amplify before, you'll absolutely love these. If you've got a shorter torso, you'll absolutely love these. Fit wise, if you love a snatched fit and you didn't like the last two drops, you'll absolutely love these. Like, I know Bailey wasn't mad on the last two drops, but she really prefers the fit waistband wise of this one because it's more of that sort of snatching fit. Yeah, those are my sort of thoughts on the waistband being loosened. For me, it just hasn't been at all. It's actually been tightened significantly. And the waistband being lowered. Those are my overall sort of thoughts. Leggings wise, just to like reiterate on sizing, leggings wise, I prefer a small in these. So with the last two drops, I preferred an extra small because I felt like it was slipping down a bit and it had a lot of excess fabric over the crotch in an extra small in the leggings. This drop, the extra small, I don't know if it's just because I got it in black, but this really is unwearable. It's very, 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 very tight. So I don't like an extra small in the leggings in this drop on me personally. A size small fits me much better, and I way prefer a size small. So for the last two drops, I preferred an extra small in the leggings. For this drop, I prefer a size small, and I don't find the fabric to be too excessive because, like I said in the flat lay clips, the actual leg on the leggings is tighter as well. So the whole thing is sort of fitting tighter, so I don't get as much excess fabric in these. Like, it's tighter through the leg, it's tighter across the hips, it's tighter across the waist. So a size small is my preferred size for the leggings. In the shorts, it's hard to say because I've not tried a medium in this new fit. I wish I had tried a medium. I might try and get my paws on some and maybe update people on Instagram. I would not even attempt to wear the extra small. It's way too tight on me, especially because the shorts do actually run tighter in the waist than the leggings do. I cannot do an extra small in the leggings, which means I cannot do an extra small in the shorts. It's way too tight on my waist. I really don't like it. The small, I can get away with it, but I don't like a super snatched fit where when I relax my stomach, I look like a busted can of biscuits, and the size small is sort of giving that on me, especially with the waistband adjustments. I think it's a combination of things. I really would like to try a medium. Another thing to note with these is even though these are 4.5 inch inseams, they fit more like a 3.5 because the whole short is shorter. So I would like to try a medium also for like length purposes, because these roll significantly. These roll a lot more than the old 4.5 do on me. The old 4.5 do roll, yes, but these roll a lot more. Like, these roll up to be right under my bum cheek. So the rolling is definitely worse on these than the ones before, so that's something to keep in mind. Maybe worth sizing up so that you don't get as much rolling in the fabric in the leg. Yeah, for like a comfortable fit that I can wear, you know, all the time, which is still probably going to give compression. I do think I would still get compression in a medium. It's hard to say because I've not tried it, so I don't want to say for certain, but I would like to try a medium for length, for rolling in the leg, and for just comfort in the stomach. I would like to try a medium. Sizing advice summarised, and I will go into like the different colours because I do think there are slight differences, and I will go into that. But overall, generally speaking, sizing advice for this drop is, if with the past two launches you've sized down because it wasn't snatching for you, don't size down in this launch. You don't need to. You can go with your normal size. If you had a colour like Blossom or Misty Lilac or Digital Violet that ran way too small and you thought, shit, I should probably try a size up, get a size up in these because they fit very, very similar. Ultimately, fit with Amplify massively boils down to how you like things to fit. If you like things to fit super snatched, I would say to go with your normal size for a super snatched fit in this drop. You can go with your normal size and it will be a snatched fit. If you do not like a super snatched fit and you want more of a comfort fit, I would say personally to go up a size, whether it's leggings or shorts. I would give the same advice for both. So like, I was an extra small in the past two drops, now I'm going up to a small in the leggings. Shorts, can get away with a small in some of the colours more than others, but I would like to try a medium in the shorts, and I've been wearing a small in the shorts recently, even potentially going into an extra small because I'm cutting and it has definitely been getting looser. So yeah, best way for me to give you like the perfect sizing advice would be if you DM me on Instagram and send me your measurements and any previous Amplify you've got and what size fits you best in them, how you like things to fit, and I will help you out to get the perfect sizing so that you're not having to buy multiple sizes and return, because I know it's annoying. Someone messaged me earlier saying that they feel like buying Amplify is like a gamble because the sizing changes all the time. I totally get it, I totally sympathise with you, and I want to be clear, me having an issue with things running tighter is not because I've got an emotional attachment to a size extra small or small. I don't care. If it fits, it fits. A number, a letter, it's just a number or a letter. I don't care. If I wear a medium in the shorts, I wear a medium in the shorts. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is there are people who are double XL who do not have 1 to 2 sizes to go up to with alphalete and Amplify. So what are they meant to do? If people that are normally wearing extra smalls or smalls are going up to mediums, and I've even had girls in my DMs saying that in some of launches they've had to go from a small to a large, what are the people who are already on the higher end of the sizing scale meant to do? There isn't sizes for them to size up to. This is my issue. Personally, I preferred the fit of the last two launches for this reason. It felt more inclusive and it felt more comfortable. Yeah, with sizing, a lot of it comes down to personal preference. I know some people hated the past two launches. Some people hated the Digital Violet launch tightness. It comes down to your personal preference. There is no right or wrong answer. That's just my explanation on why it bugs me when people are having to size up to like fit comfortably in something. I know there's some girls out there, like I've got 2 girls in my Discord group, I think it's Jasmine and Alcina. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, it's a beautiful name, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. They always get the same sizes and they've never had an issue, and they like, sometimes when it's a tighter fit they don't mind it, but yeah, that's my issue with when it's running tight, and I do think this drop runs particularly tight. Scrunch, like I've mentioned, it's the new thicker scrunch still, but it does look a lot better on these new items because of that distance between the top of the back gusset and the bottom of the waistband at the back being shortened. It does fit a lot better in terms of like going up your crack. It looks a lot better. So even though the scrunch is the new thicker scrunch, it looks a lot better than it has on more recent drops. It's about like 0.5 inch difference. And then the front crotch, it's about 0.5 inch shorter, and then some of my waistbands are also 0.5 inch shorter than old ones. Some of them are the exact same, so you are looking at about 0.5 inch to 1 inch total difference depending on what sort of batch you get. With this, it looks like 0.5 inch to 1 inch total rise difference. Okay, so I'm gonna go over some people's favorite topic now, which is material girl. Some people don't like me speaking about this. If you don't like me speaking about this, feel free to skip this section. I know that some people don't find it helpful, and also keep in mind, I could describe the material to be one way and you could get a very different batch that feels completely differently, fits completely differently, so keep that in mind. But I have actually checked with some of the other girls, Bailey and Christine, this time, and we've all had pretty similar experiences in terms of like fit and like feel fabric wise. So I'm gonna go one by one and sort of go over the fabric. My cotton candy fabric is very soft, very stretchy. If you have like the sort of soft fluffy feel Amplify, that is how cotton candy feels. It's very soft, thinnish. I wouldn't say it's super thin, but it's definitely thin-ish. Because it's mild colours are always a little bit better. But yeah, it's that soft fluffy feel. Pill wise, this will pill probably the easiest out of all of them. It's particularly sort of fluffy in feel. It's a very fluffy feel. My Mystic Blue was like this from the last drop. Candy Crush, very similar feel, to be honest. That soft sort of fluffy texture almost feel to it. So it's very similar to cotton candy in that sense. Pilling, this is going to pill. Be aware, it's going to pill. Moving on to Emerald Green. Again, this is very similar sort of vibe. That sort of soft, fluffy, spongy texture material. That is how my Emerald Green. And then the black is a weird one because it's very thick and it sort of feels like sort of spongy and thick, and when it's on my leg and I'm not moving around, it feels good. This is probably like the best dark colour they've done in a while in terms of how it feels through my leg, and I don't get like an awful sort of sheen to it either. However, this does awful in a squat test, so definitely would need to try a small or a medium in the black in order for it not to be sheer. Electric Purple feels ever so slightly stiffer, but like not a big amount stiffer at all. It's still very soft, spongy, stretchy, fluffy material sort of vibe, and that's both in the shorts and the leggings. And then moving on, Galactic Ocean. Now this is still very soft and it's very sort of like fluffy in feel, but this feels significantly thicker. My these 3 colours feel thicker than these 2, and you can see it in the squat test clips as well. These 2 are definitely the worst ones. I would then say Electric Purple and then probably the green, then the blue, in terms of like squat proofness. But these are definitely the thinnest, and then these are a little bit thicker. Galactic Ocean, Galactic Blue, whatever it's called, I can't remember, but Galactic Ocean is significantly thicker than even these 2. It's very thick and it fits very tight. So keeping that in mind, honestly, with the small Candy Crush, I think I can stretch this out. I'm going to do my back of the chair trick, which if you want to get your usual size in Amplify because you don't want to get the excess fabric, because let me be clear, going up to a medium, I'm going to get a lot of excess fabric in a medium across like the crotch region, especially in the shorts. I will get excess fabric, I know I will. But if you want to avoid that, and I know it's really stupid me saying this because these are like 50 quid and I'm like, yeah, just, you know, DIY the sizing. But what I'm going to try doing with these is you put them in the washing machine, and when you take them out the washing machine, whilst they are wet, stretch them over the back of like a kitchen stool. So put them on the kitchen stool like this and leave them to dry like that, and it really helps to stretch them. Now when you wash them again, they'll shrink back a bit, but just keep doing it. I've had good success with my Blossom doing this, so I think I can do that with this because the waistband is also soft and it has a little bit more stretch to it than the other ones. I'd say out of all my colours, my Cotton Candy feels like I can stretch it the most, and it's the one I can get away with a size small the most. But with Galactic Ocean, this, I don't think I'm going to be able to save this. This is really, really, really tight, and it feels tighter when it's on. So flatly, even though it's not like a huge difference, I really do feel a difference when it's on. The waistband on this is a lot stiffer, and the material through the leg is still stretchy, but it's definitely thicker and it's a little more stiff. So if you are someone who likes to notice the differences between colours, those are the differences that I've noticed sort of material wise. All of these colours will pill, so do not sit on the gym flooring, do not sit on turf, always sit on a smooth surface in these. So when you're doing hip thrusts, put a mat underneath you. Don't put it underneath your feet as well because you will slip. I've made that mistake before. Just put it under your bum and sit on it. We call it the Pill Protector 3000, and it will protect your Amplify from pilling, but you can get fabric shave. If you were wondering, I would wear every single one of these with nude underwear. With Candy Crush, you need nude underwear. You need nude underwear. You cannot wear anything other than nude underwear with this. I tried light grey and you can see it when I'm stood up. Sizing up doesn't really make a difference. It's still just as sheer. So nude underwear only with this. But I would wear all of these on leg day and all of these on upper body day as well. Skin tone makes a massive difference. So like people with deeper skin tones, on the black and the purple, you're probably not going to see any sheerness whatsoever, so keep that in mind as well. I was definitely particularly impressed with the thickness of this, which brings me on to my punch through test, which I'm going to pop in here. Again, this does not replace a squat proof test. This is just to show you how thick and thin things are. So I'm going to pop this in here. As you can see, Cotton Candy is very thin, sort of like that thin, tight like sort of vibe. And you'll see in the squat test, it's very, very, very thin, definitely the thinnest out of what I've got. You've got Candy Crush, which again is definitely on the thinner side of the colours I've got this time round. Not as bad as Cotton Candy, but it's still like sort of thin. I feel like you can see how like thinly woven these are. Then you've got Emerald, which I do find to be a bit thicker, to be honest, and I feel like you can see it's a bit thicker here as well. It's definitely a little thicker than the previous two. You've got Electric Purple, which again is pretty thin, but it feels a bit thicker when on. So Cotton Candy and Candy Crush are definitely the thinnest. Even when I've got them on, they feel thinner. Electric Purple, for whatever reason, feels thicker when it's on, but again, it's definitely on the thinner side. Got Galactic, which is definitely by far the thickest out of the colours I've got. It's the thickest, and it's also like it's not stiff, but it is the stiffest out of the items that I have got, and it definitely does fit the tightest as a result. And then lastly, you've got Black, which again, pretty thin. It feels thick when you're like feeling it, but then obviously you're gonna see when you put it on. Yeah, this is very sheer. I would need to try maybe a medium in the black. I would recommend in the black in particular, definitely going up a size. Do not size down in the black. I got an extra small and I should have got a small or even maybe a medium. I always get asked when I talk about material if any of these are closer to the OG fabric. In terms of feel, I would say the closest out of this drop is probably Galactic Ocean and Electric Purple. These are definitely the closest in terms of feel to the OG fabric, but it's definitely not 100% OG, but it's definitely the closest. and then the rest of them are sort of like the fluffy, spongy, very soft, very stretchy sort of feel. So to summarise and put it on a scale in terms of like which one's tightest to which one is least tight, Galactic Ocean is definitely tightest, like by a long mile. I would then say Electric Purple probably second, then Emerald Green, then Candy Crush, then Cotton Candy. Yeah, like I said, it's not always just about flat lays, it's about material and how things feel on. And Galactic Ocean waistband feels stiffer when it's on, like it really doesn't have much give to it. Whereas Cotton Candy flat lay, it might look similar. It doesn't feel as compressive when it's on. Something to keep in mind as well is that the Electric Purple leggings fared a lot worse in the squat test than the shorts did, which always happens. I don't know what it is about leggings. I think it's because it's stretched over your whole leg. It's a lot more stretching of the fabric going on when you're squatting, so leggings will always fare worse than shorts. So if you think Candy Crush is sheer in shorts, it will be worse in leggings. And the Emerald Green and the Candy Crush and even the Galactic Ocean might look worse in leggings than it does in shorts. I've only got shorts to show you, so do keep that in mind as well. I do also think it's worth mentioning, like I said, obviously sizing preference will impact sizing, but also like your build, because two people could have the same measurements but fit wise things could be very different. Because if you've got a 25-inch waist but it's a shredded 25-inch waist and there's not much fat to squeeze on it, you'll probably get on a lot better with like a waistband in a size small, for example. Whereas me, I might have a 25-inch waist but I'm definitely not shredded and I do store fat in that region, which means because it's not solid and I do have body fat, it squishes more. So I feel like the people that I've seen with like more shredded stomachs have had less issues with sizing on this and like the sizing. But if you have more of a soft stomach or you store more body fat in your midsection, I feel like that's something to consider as well when it comes to sizing. And in terms of camel toe, you do get a camel toe from time to time in these. I've said this before, wearing G-strings instead of seamless underwear can really help, because seamless underwear is so thin that it will go straight in there, which means the leggings, the shorts, whatever you put over it is going straight in there. Boom, everyone knows you've got a fanny. I don't really care that people know I've got a fanny. I think it's fairly obvious from looking at me. I've got a foof. So camel toe really doesn't bother me with something like this. It's not severe. What bothers me is the front middle seam where it's literally strangling you and it's actually causing you pain. The camel toe with this is never painful, but sometimes you might get one depending what underwear you've got on. I never go commando because I just can't do it. I don't like doing it. So I wear like G-strings underneath my Amplify, something that I like to wear. You will get a bit more VPL, but it does help to prevent the camel toe. Or sometimes I will just wear seamless underwear. Proofness as well, these are not sweat proof. I trained in the pink this morning and they were showing sweat around the crotch region. Yeah, because it's that sort of like softer, fluffier sort of material, you're gonna see the sweat. So that's something to keep in mind as well. These are not sweat proof. They will show sweat. Personally, I don't care. I've said this before in so many videos. Darren's over there sweating all over the bench, dripping, and people are like, oh, he's working. Like, people see it as like a badge of honor for men, but for some reason people find it gross to know that women sweat. Just choking on the stupidity of it. Like, I'm in the gym, obviously I'm sweating. It doesn't really bother me. On my bottoms in particular, it doesn't bother me, but these do show sweat. You will see sweat in these. We've just got the Amplify short sleeve crops to go over. So I got 3 colours. I'm so sorry because I messed up. I was meant to get extra small and small, but then I changed something about my order. I think I got another pair of shorts and I booted off one of the tops and I didn't realise the one I'd kicked out was the extra small. So I've just got 3 smalls. But to be honest, having tried them on, yeah, I'm pretty glad that I've got the smalls. So just to go over the details are the exact same as previous Amplify short sleeve crop. So you've got this sort of sticker logo on the front, so like individual, so like in theory one of these letters could come off and you could be left with alphalete or alphalete. It could happen. It's not like all joints stuck on together. Seams down here, you've got a ribbed band around the bottom. On the back you have got some paneling which always makes your back look really sort of cool. I feel like it's really flattering on your lats, and you've got a sort of like, not mock neck, but just like a round cut. It's very, very normal how it sits. It sits sort of similar to this, maybe a little bit higher. Probably, but you're going to see in the trend clips anyway. I don't know why I'm bothering to explain. Short sleeved. These are very, very thin and very breathable. Material wise, it's like the Amplify, so it's a soft, fluffy texture material, and all of mine feel the same. It's a thin, fluffy, soft, stretchy texture material. So I got the mocha ones last year, and mine was quite stiff and uncomfortable. These are a lot stretchier. It's definitely a lot more comfortable. However, and I'll pop the clip in here of my chocolate one. And then I don't actually have a size small in previous drops of these tees to compare to. I've only got an extra small, but as you can see, the extra small compared to the small, I feel like the fit is pretty much the same. There isn't really like a big difference. The sleeves are the same. Everything is sort of the same between an extra small and a small. I don't know if this is because this is one and it's stretched out a bit, but there isn't a big difference. And it's based off the size small. The sleeve opening is about 4 inches. Seam here is about 8 inches. Band is about just under 12, I would say. To armpit, it's 13 across the sort of bust region. As you can see, that was an extra small, and it's the exact same size as these ones. I wish I had a size small so that I knew, so that I had a more fair comparison, because I don't know if my chocolate extra small is just stretched out, but I feel like I've not worn it enough for it to stretch out significantly. So I don't know if these are running smaller or not. They didn't make like a note of saying that they've changed the fit on these or anything like that. It literally says it's just new colours, but these do flatly appear to be the same size as my extra small chocolate one from last year. I have to be honest, I've not been wearing my short sleeved Amplify tops much at all. I do prefer the long sleeves. I just feel like I prefer that. I feel like if I'm gonna wear something where I want more skin out, I just wear a sports bra. I've not reached for these loads. They're not bad. I just don't find that I reach for them a lot. I do reach for the long sleeves more, but if you like the look of these, there's nothing wrong with them. The only thing to keep in mind is obviously the logo can sort of peel off, and also keep in mind when it's stretched, it can look off center and a bit strange. You'll see in the try on clips, it can sort of, the letters can be like here, there and everywhere when it's stretched out. Sizing wise for these, I would say it really depends how you like it to fit. So my true size for tops is a size small, and these do fit, but they're very tight on my shoulders. I find it particularly tight on like that, like this bit here. I find it really tight, but I do definitely have more body fat on my upper body, so I don't know if that's why. Personally, I feel like for comfort everywhere, I'd like to try a medium in these, but I like a comfortable fit. I don't like my tops to be super tight. It looks good in a size small, but I'd be intrigued to see how a medium fits, and then I could probably decide which one I prefer. They do have stretch, so it's not like they're restrictive in terms of like, you know, the fit. Like they do have stretch to them, like the arms have got stretch to them as well. It's not like the Stratus where it's very stiff. It's got a lot of stretch to it. I just find these very tight on my arms, so I would actually like to try a medium. Thank God I didn't get an extra small, because that would have been wasteful. I don't think that would have fitted me well at all. They will show sweat though, so do keep in mind these will show sweat. Also, you do need to wear a bra under the Candy Crush colour. It's very sheer when it's on, so do wear a bra under it, or wear nipple covers if you don't want to wear a bra under it. The green one was pretty solid, to be honest. The purple, definitely a little bit sheer over the nips, so I would definitely wear a sports bra with this, but with the green, to be honest, it was pretty solid on me. I could definitely get away with no bra. For a comfort fit, I would recommend going up a size from your normal size, but if you want a skin tight fit that's super tight, stay true to size. I wouldn't recommend sizing down in these. I really don't think you need to. Another thing to consider is your bust size. Obviously on my 32 double D, I have bigger boobs than some people, so maybe that also impacts the fit and is why I might prefer trying a medium for a comfort fit. Obviously if you're smaller chested, I would really recommend that you probably do stay true to size. If you've got bigger arms, you might need to consider a size up for a comfortable fit. Depends how you want it to fit. A small fits, as you can see, it doesn't look bad, it just feels very tight around here, so I would quite like to try a medium. I do also notice as well that it feels sort of like the back is sort of pulling up as I sort of pull the front down. I don't know why, I feel like for whatever reason on me, these sort of come up at the back and down at the front, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of, I do have quite rounded shoulders. I need to sort my posture out, so maybe that's why. True to size for like a skin tight hugging fit. Size up one size for a more comfortable fit would be my size and advice for these. We'll be giving away an extra small pair of my Galactic Ocean shorts and an extra small pair of cotton candy shorts. If you want these, all that you need to do is, what shall I do for this giveaway? Comment below letting me know what your favourite colour out of these two is, and I will pick 2 people. These are an extra small, so please only comment if you are an extra small, and I will ship these out to you next week. I will pick 2 winners. I will also be giving away a pair of extra small Amplify black leggings from this new drop, just because they're way too tight for me. So again, comment below letting me know out of these 3 which is your favourite, and I will pick 3 winners to send these out to. But yeah, that is it for this video. In conclusion, I don't think they've completely like effed Amplify for taller people. I'm freeze framing this and adding in this voice note because I feel like now that I've gone through and edited and looked at all the clips, I have even further updated thoughts. This is why I hate getting packages so close to launches, because I feel like you need a solid few weeks with products, not a few days, to form opinions. So my opinions as of June 13th is, having looked at the legging footage, I definitely prefer the new fit of the leggings. The front isn't the best. I don't like that my belly button is out, but the way that the back is so improved, it's such an improvement. And the excess fabric, I mean, like from the birthday sale to this drop, the legging fit definitely does look a lot better, and I prefer the new legging fit. So whereas I was wearing a size extra small before in the leggings, for the past 2 drops I've had to be sizing down. I would personally just stick true to size to a size small for my leggings for this drop. I'm happy with the size small, and I don't find the waist as tight on the leggings as I do on the shorts. In terms of the shorts, I would honestly probably still buy cotton candy because it's a very unique colour, and I can pull, you know, the front up, I can readjust it, I can try and cover my belly button. However, I really do think these are too short now for me personally, for my liking. For shorter girls, you're going to love them, especially anyone who misses the 3.5. These fit like the 3.5, so you're in luck. But for any taller people who were preferring the 4.5, these do not fit like a 4.5 anymore. If anyone from alphalete is watching this video, I don't know if anyone will be, please, with this new fit, can we have longer inseam options in the shorts? Because these are definitely, looking at the footage and like knowing how, like, you can see how easily these roll. It's not just the length, like, yeah, you can pull them down, but because of the way that these fit now, they roll so badly, like they will roll just under my bum cheek on me. So yeah, I would still be buying the cotton candy shorts just for the colour, but I definitely do prefer the length of the old 4.5 and how they sort of fitted. I do prefer the back, the new back. I think the back looks better, but everything else, like, I prefer the front of the old 4.5 shorts. I prefer the fit of the old 4.5 shorts. I prefer the length. I just think the new ones look better from the back. That is my final thoughts as of this morning. In my opinion, the waistband has not been loosened, it's actually been tightened. It's very comparable to sort of Digital Violet, Blossom, Misty Lilac. So if you didn't like how that fit in your size, take a size up. If you are always one size with alphalete, you've never had an issue with any drop, you don't understand what people are talking about when they talk about things running tighter or looser, and you've never noticed a difference, go with your normal size by all means. Ignore everything I've said. Go with your normal size by all means. But yeah, if you've had the Digital Violet drop, the Pixel Pink, the Blossom, and you found it ran particularly tight, I would recommend that you go with a size up in this drop, especially if you are interested in any of the colours, to be honest, other than Cotton Candy. I would say that's the one where you can get away with it a bit more than the other colourways, just because it does feel significantly stretchy. I don't know if it's just the one I've got, but it's definitely very sort of like thin and stretchy. But the sizing is pretty consistent between the colourways, to be honest. And if you are someone who the past 2 launches you've not really enjoyed it and it's not been tight enough for you and you've been having to size down, go with your normal size on this drop. You do not need to size down. It will probably fit how the size down fit on this drop for you. So yeah, that is my like rounded up thoughts. In terms of my top picks and my favourite colours, my favourite colour by a mile is Cotton Candy. I think this is the one I'm going to wear the most. Honestly, it's the pink equivalent of my Digital Violet. And look at how pretty these look together. Outfit inspo right there. If you want the most wearable one, it's definitely any out of these 3 are definitely more wearable. These 2 are probably the most wearable. Seamless undies, nothing wrong with them, love them. I just didn't need any more. Like I said, the pump cover is dropping as well. It's just not my personal taste in sort of style. And the Amplify crops, nothing wrong with them. It's just not something I would probably spend money on. I prefer the long sleeves. And because I'm wearing pump covers a lot at the moment, I don't think I'm going to get a ton of use out of these. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But if you like the look of these, there's nothing wrong with them quality wise. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope it has been helpful. If you've got any questions on anything that I have mentioned in this video, please let me know and I'll be more than happy. Just comment them below. If you need help with sizing, please DM me on Instagram. I will get back to absolutely every single one of you. Give the video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you want to and you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video, which I've got 2 vlogs that I've already filmed from last week. I just need to edit them and upload them, so they will come up after this video. I just wanted to get this video up. And again, apologies for not having Gabby in this video. With only like a week's gap between me getting my package and launch day, it's just not enough time in my schedule with this not being my full-time job. So yeah, I will see you in the next video and happy shopping. If you do shop with my code, please let me know so I can say thank you, and giveaway details will be linked below. But you do not have to be shopping this drop to enter my giveaway. It's just a way for me to say thank you and give back even like a fraction of the amount that you guys have been able to help me. So yes, I will see you in the next video.